Today, I will be representing the government team in motion. This household set a minimum income requirement as a condition for having children. The stance is, cases of infant or children being abandoned in public places are generally triggered by unwanted pregnancies, chronic economic hardship, or family breakdown. Definition of minimum income is the income threshold required for an individual or a family to meet a decent standard of living, while a condition for having children itself means parental readiness regarding financial, emotional, and household stability before planning to have children. The burden of proof that needs to be asserted by the government is, without a minimum income, rates of child abuse and neglect are going to increase. The parents are unable to fulfill their obligation due to factors such as poverty or incapacity, illness or death of one or both parents, family discord, or absence of caregiver. To support this burden of proof, there is underlying status quo. The government recognized that the number of neglected children and those subjected to violence has been steadily rising year after year. It has sought to reduce their figures through various policies, such as establish a minimum income requirement for having a child. The framing to support this motion is, rather than having children before securing the minimum income requirement to support a family, it is better to follow government policies that set a minimum income threshold for parenthood. Meeting minimum income requirements for having children can prevent child abuse and reduce the number of abandoned children in the country. Also, securing a stable income before planning to have children can also help a family to avoid the cycle of intergenerational poverty. The first argument that the government seems like to bring up is incentivizing family planning. To optimize population management and reduce childhood neglect, family planning programs must shift from mere demographic control to a framework centered on household financial readiness. This change is important because many parents still do not realize the importance of being prepared for family life. This is a crucial factor of national population development. Therefore, to enhance the effectiveness of a family planning program, the government needs to increase subsidies for participants in order to encourage public participation. Through the family planning program, the number of children per family is limited to a maximum of 2. This can serve as a solution to prevent an increase in the number of neglected children. By incorporating income benchmark and providing target subsidies, government can incentive prospective parents to achieve financial security before expanding their families, ensuring that every child is born into a safe and supportive environment. Second argument is cultural doctrines regarding the idea that having many children brings more fortune. Societal doctrines or stigmas dating back to our grandparents' generation, such as the notion that more children bring more fortune, also influence people's decisions regarding childbearing. The stigma can be a double-edged sword when viewed through the lens of economic motivation and the realities of well-being. On one hand, this traditional belief serves as a powerful psychological driver and work as a motivator for parents. On the other hand, relying on this doctrine without sound financial planning and rationality carries the risk of falling into a cycle of intergenerational poverty. Therefore, a paradigm shift in essential fortune is no longer achieved simply by having more children, but by enhancing the quality of life and investing in the capabilities of each child. Therefore, having adequate financial means and strong preparation are fundamental principles before having a child. The third argument is to breaking the cycle of intergenerational poverty. Raising children without sufficient financial resources often traps families in systematic poverty, forcing children into early labor of limiting their educational opportunities. A financial benchmark incentivizes parents to achieve stability prior to parenthood, ensuring children are provided with the financial safety net necessary to break free from generational economic disadvantage. Setting a minimum income requirement disrupts this cycle at its point of origin. By ensuring the prospective parents possess financial stability before having children, this that guarantees that every child is born into an environment equipped with an economic safety net. This allows families to invest in highly quality early childhood education, health security, and cognitive development. Rather than surviving day by day, children in financially stable households have the leeway to build human capital, either high-skilled workforce, and permanently break free from generational economic disadvantage. In conclusion, raising a child is a lifelong commitment where a child's well-being is directly tied to a family's economic stability. It must not be treated as a result of fleeting impulse or societal expectation. Also, raising a child requires significant financial resources for healthcare, nutrition, education, and safe housing. Setting a minimum income threshold requires children are born into environments that can meet their basic development needs, directly lowering childhood poverty and neglect rates.